Dallas leaders are considering its proposed budget right now. It would include several cuts to close a $50 million budget shortfall. Thank you for joining us this midday. I'm Kara Sewell. The plan would include cutting 300 jobs, nearly 300 jobs. And Natalie Haddad joining us in the newsroom with what leaders have discussed so far. There is a lot to unpack.
A lot to unpack. Dallas is facing a budget shortfall, as we've mentioned, and residents could feel the impact through fewer hours and programs at places like libraries and recreation centers. Right now, Dallas City Council is getting a closer look at the proposed budget for next year as we speak, and where the city plans to cut costs. The proposed $5.6 billion budget would be the largest in Dallas history, but city leaders are still looking for ways to close a projected $51 million shortfall. The plan calls for eliminating nearly 300 positions, though many of those positions are vacant. It also calls for reorganizing departments and potentially shifting some city services to private companies. And those job cuts and restructuring alone are expected to save about $17 million.
Regrettably, despite the efforts, this budget does impact our workforce. And I understand that this news brings uncertainty. And what I want you to hear from me is that I care deeply about each of you.
Additionally, the proposal would reduce hours and programs at some libraries and other facilities, lower the minimum hourly wage for some custodial and temporary workers, also eliminate a healthcare copay program for city employees. And while the proposed property tax rate would drop slightly, some city service fees could go up. City leaders say growing pension payments and rising costs for police, fire, and other services are putting more pressure on this budget. City Council still meeting and discussing the proposal again as we speak. This is not the final budget. Council members can still make changes before a final vote scheduled for September 16th.